My question is to the Minister of Education. Bill 10 will likely pass this week after limited and sparse public debate and public consultation. Given the Minister's personal commitment to Bill 10 and her desire, can she provide a detailed assessment of how many childcare spaces will be impacted by her plan? In other words, can she tell us how many fewer childcare spaces there will be in Ontario as a result of her bill? Thank you.
Minister of Education.
Yes, actually the good news in childcare is if you look at the number of spaces that have been created over the last several years, not only have we created 130,000 since 2003, if you look at each of the last several years, we've created on average 18,000 a year. We have no reason to think that that's going to change, that we will see any slowdown in the creation of high-quality spaces for our children. So we would anticipate that, in fact, we'll see in the next several years over 70,000 new spaces created. In particular, if the licensed child home operators take advantage of the opportunities, we could see 6,000 more spaces just in private home child care.
Thank you. Supplementary.
The impending crisis. In addition, this was the same minister over a year and a half ago who told me that reopening contracts didn't cost $500 million, yet the auditor last week just did tell us that. The ministry knows the range of lost childcare spaces will be 140,000 childcare spaces as a result of what the Coalition of Independent Childcare Providers suggested, up to 180,000 if we follow the Ombudsman's numbers. Bill 10 is not about safety. We should be talking about hiring more inspectors if that were the case, or ensuring we had stronger enforcements and regulations, or creating an independent registry, but we're not. Instead, we're talking about eliminating spaces, changing pedagogy of Montessori and private religious schools, and eliminating parental choice. So I ask the minister finally and once and for all, in the name of transparency, will she tell this Assembly how many childcare spaces her government is going to eliminate?
Thank you. Minister.
Yes, I'm glad that the member mentioned some of those safety factors because, Speaker, I'd like to tell you what the Tories proposed to do to Bill 10 with their amendments. For example, they were going to limit the scope of childcare to children under 10 years of age, which would have had the effect of removing subsidies from a number of very needy children. That was what they were going to do. They were, despite the evidence from Yellowwood, actually going to increase the number of children above and beyond what we put in Bill 10 who are allowed in private home child care centers, despite all the problems we've had. They were going to remove the new administrative penalties from the bill. That's what actually allows us to go in and fine people. And they were going to limit the protection orders where you get to actually close places down. They were going to...
Thank you. Thank you. New question, the member from Brown.